Hello and welcome into the RotoWire Esports Show. I'm Andrew Laird, joined as always by Ethan Sexton. Today to talk about a Thursday four-gamer LPL LCK double up. Quick review of Wednesday slate. E-Star did not deliver.
No bueno. No stars, right? Yeah, they weren't it, man. But I'm okay with it because, I don't know why not. I guess double captain ends up being the winner today again, man.
What was it?
Like
double what?
Double captain, or wait, did I say double captain? Double top. There we
we go. Yeah.
It's later than normal. I guess my brain's fried for the day, but yeah, double top wins again. A little surprising. It seems like we've been saying that a fair amount lately, but I think it's more a product of these two-game slates than anything else, probably. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't going to double top even if I built a rare Adam WE lineup, so I'm not too bothered by it. It just is what it is. I took my shot with E-Star, knowing that it really wasn't probably likely to pay off, but why not?
Yeah, when I finally checked, because I was I played E-Star and I saw the scores and I don't even know why I looked, but it's bummer when the scale on DraftKings is here and here's the winners and I'm here. I'm well, that's when you play GPPs, that's you pretty much are playing for either side. So maybe I at least played the correct way to play. I just it just didn't happen today.
Yeah, you knew going in it was boom or bust, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were at least E-Star was all under 10%, all under 8% really, I think, except for Rat was a little higher than that. But yeah, so whatever. We knew going in that it was either a first or last type deal most likely, and we finished last. So,
right.
not all the way last, but yeah, definitely close.
I was going to say, when you play first or last, you're going to have a lot more lasts than you are first. So
yeah.
Today was the last. But anyway, we've got a much bigger slate for Thursday, thankfully. We've got Top Esports. I believe we have a new biggest favorite of the entire season against OMG, which we'll dive into that one, but that one should be.
Does it seem like every time you say we've got a new biggest favorite this year, it's always against either Rogue Warriors or OMG?
Absolutely, yes. It just seems like we knew they were really bad, but maybe they hadn't even played the best teams yet, and now they're getting to that point in their schedule, and it's this is going to get really ugly.
Yeah, they're in some trouble.
Yeah. We've got T1 against Fredit Brion, which gives us the opportunity to bring up their win over Gen G as well. RNG favored against LNG, and then DRX and KT pretty close to each other. DRX, the slight favorites on that one. Everybody's going to play top.
Yeah. It's really tough though.
Yeah, it is,
because you really can't even do double jungle very comfortably with Top Esports because they are just priced so far
so
up
high.
as they should be in this matchup. Yeah, it's going to make things tough. So you got three really big favorites, right? So our top. Well, two really big ones, I guess, Top and T1, and then RNG, who are also up in that. They're one of the best teams in China, obviously.
Yep.
So they're pretty big favorites as well. So you've got three big favorites on this slate. Top Esports with the cushiest matchup, although you could say that maybe about T1 as well. T1's matchup is pretty good as well, right? But I definitely favor Top as the best matchup on the day. But are you going to pay those prices, right? Yeah, to your point, everyone is going to be on Top Esports, right? So, it's going to make it kind of tough because you either have to play them with an underdog, and I don't think either of us probably feel that great about any underdog except maybe KT, and
right.
I don't really like them that much either, right? You're either looking at not playing top, or we're going to see some double support lineups tomorrow, man.
I mean, even I'm just looking at straight 4-3 lineup, 4-3 stacks. Top and RNG doesn't work.
No.
Like zero. Excuse me. Other than team slot, if you want to go team slot captain, you can do it with those two. And so now you're all right. Even if you want to make a double support, you can do a one-off with double support and like fine, but you're still going in on a 4-game slate playing a double support lineup.
Yeah. You can do, just so people don't think we're lying, you can make a lineup that is only RNG and top with double support. But
Really?
yes, you can, but I don't know how much of the lineup. I guess I'll just say whatever. You have to make RNG the long stack.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I meant that as a...
Just so
you're
people don't think we're throwing them off the scent of
you're
the
right.
winning lineup here, man.
Sorry, I was looking at that strictly as a all of the TES long stacks. That's how I was looking at it.
I don't think it's possible that, unless you're playing the underdogs, you can't do a 4 top esports lineup, and they're just priced so far up, which it makes perfect sense why they are, of course. But
not TES
this,
RNG. No,
you're going into this. If you do end up doing double support, though, you acknowledge that supports don't have as much upside as carry roles. Obviously, we all know that have been playing. But are these two matchups where top esports and RNG get 20 kills a game and the supports are heavily involved, getting close to 20 assists a game? The top esports one seems like yes, as long as the kill participation is there.
Yep.
Should be 2 stomps, right? And I kind of lean that way for RNG as well, although LNG are at least competitive. But I don't think that they're on RNG's level or really even close. So I don't know. Double support, I fear, might be pretty popular because you get the 2 LPL favorites in your lineup that way. I think T1 out of the big favorites are the one that's going to be under-owned, right? At least in comparison to the RNG and top. But the crappy thing with T1, as we always bring up, is that lineup situation, right? So I think there's upside in this matchup because Fred and Breon are not a good team. We know that, and T1 are performing better with this lineup that they seem to have somewhat settled on, at least for now. So I think they're going to be the lowest owned of the big 3 tomorrow, but arguably they've got as much upside as top esports or RNG. I think it's just they don't have that safety of knowing the lineup going in, right? So
yeah,
that pushes ownership down a little bit on them.
Yeah, the benefit with T1, like you can play T1 RNG, T1 long stack with a jungler captain at least, still no carries, but you at least of course you're putting in full faith that the lineup they have been using somewhat regular. I mean, what has it only been 2 series probably? It's still not even that consistent.
And they are coming off a loss, we should point out as well.
Right.
But,
and they're the late game.
It went to 3 games and they didn't make any substitutions, but it's just so annoying that we have to always be terrified of using them because we're not positive our players are gonna play, which is obviously not what we want for DFS. But I do think T1 are a good spot for GPPs at least, but as long as people understand that there's a chance that some of your players are not going to play. But I do think the ownership will reflect that risk. So if you do hit the right combination of players, I mean, I could definitely see T1 being the highest scoring team tomorrow. It's just that you're going to get pretty annoyed when, you've got Gumayushi and Teddy's in or whatever. So
I think
I do like that for multi-entry, though. I think T1 are the lowest owned of the big 3, and I do think they have upside in this matchup. So it's just a risk versus reward thing.
Yeah, I think they're definitely worth. Like if you are, I think you can go in back to our first or last. Like I think if you're a first and last person, there's no way you play top esports. Like it's just not worth it because we think everybody else is.
Yeah.
That being said, like you can't even play a carry captain with top and KT or DRX. Like both like you're now getting into the underdogs, and obviously that matchup is much closer, so it's not like they're big underdogs. But it is crazy that even with an underdog, like you have no shot at Jackie Love or Knight, like none.
I like that they did that though because it makes it harder to build a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
At least if you want to get the top carries, then it's going to make it tough. I mean, we're both that matchup should be a stomp, but to your point, I think like if you are playing tournaments, why play top at all tomorrow? Unless you like are going in with the mindset you just want to make a little bit of money back or
Right.
whatever. Top should smash, but what if they only win? What if they just completely roll over them and only need like 14, 15 kills a game
Yep.
to get through? You know, because I honestly do think RNG and T1 have similar upside. It's just that top esports are obviously in the up against the worst team on this slate, so that's why the price is like that. But I could see RNG or T1 being the highest scoring team on this slate as well. So I think like when you factor in that top esports are probably going to be like, I don't know, 60% owned, right? At least some of the players are 60% owned. Like if you're playing GPPs, why play them at all? Why just play two of the other teams and go in knowing that maybe I don't have the quote unquote best optimal team and matchup on this slate, but if something goes wrong for them, they don't even have to lose, right? They can just win with low kill totals, and you've got the teams that are pushing over 20 kills a game. You're getting a ton of leverage that way by not even like playing a team that you think is going to lose or whatever. So I agree with that point as well. It's just top are priced so prohibitively that it makes it hard to really build competitive lineups. Well, not competitive lineups, I shouldn't say, but like lineups that have 2 carry upside or whatever. Like, so I don't know. It's just, I'm with you on that. Like, just the ownership alone might push me off top in GPPs at least.
The worst part about top is that you're basically, if you want to play like a Jackie Love captain, and then I'm not saying that every slate they're on you have to play that. Like we've seen plenty of Jouot captains, and Knight gets in there every so often. Yep. But you're basically relying on either LNG or Fredit Brion if you're doing a top long stack. And like we've spoken about this a few times, that like even if Fredit Brion win, and they don't win often, but even if they win, they don't score that well. And so if you throw them out, now you're relying on LNG to put up enough points against RNG to not only make up for the possibility that, so you need RNG now to lose, which can happen, but you need LNG to score well enough with your top long stack that outscores T1 and whatever happens in KTDRX. Because like exactly. The combination of those two lineups could outscore you if LNG's not that good.
Yeah, I see. Like, I've talked about how I kind of like the whole Icon Tarzan duo, right, in the past, and we've seen slates where LNG have been good, light with that 20 kill series over the weekend, right? But it's hard to imagine that happening in this matchup. So even if they were going to win, I find it difficult to think that they're just going to completely smash RNG. I feel like they wouldn't put up 20 kills and wins, right? So yeah, I mean, it's hard to be like, I mean, if you want to just jam in all the top, and I think LNG are the best underdog that you can do it with, because it's between them and Fredit Brion, right?
Right.
At least if you want the captains. So I mean, I can see I could see a world where LNG won. Not really, but it wouldn't be like mind blowing if they win, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're gonna have like the craziest kill totals if they do end up winning. So I don't know. It's just the whole top thing is difficult in that sense, because you just really can't afford to play their carries. Like it makes it such a challenge. So.
Yeah. So like you cannot play a Jackie Love captain with LNG.
Right.
You can do Knight, and I think that's like one of the ways that people could go.
Yep.
But like T1's easy. T1 LNG.
Yep.
The easy part is that you can play them. The hard part is that LNG probably gets smoked anyway.
Yeah, or that you play one player from T1 and the other player in that role's playing. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just for me, I think it's a pretty good bet that T1, RNG, and top all win and probably all get sweeps, right? So I think just getting off of top esports for one of those other two big favorites gives you leverage, but you're also likely going to get a sweep.
Yeah.
So you have that similar upside at not the same cost to your lineup, right? So I don't know. That's kind of what people need to decide. I think if you want to just make some money back, play top and whatever else you want to do. But if you want to try to get ahead of a large part of the field, maybe just ignore top and go to these other favorable situations and just hope that they outscore. I mean, you don't even need top to lose. You just need the other teams to outscore them. The teams you're on to outscore them. So
yeah, like I'm going through combos here. So top KT doesn't work unless you do double support. But T1 and RNG, you can go carries if you want. Obviously, DRX could beat KT, but there's just you just get so much more flexibility by not playing top.
For sure, yeah. If anyone comes into this slate and plays, what did you say was top T1 double support?
I think that's right, yeah.
If anyone plays that over just doing double support with RNG in top, if you're doing the double support route, I think that's kind of a crazy way to go. But will be lower owned, I guess. And I guess Carria is the one T1 player who plays every game. So,
right.
But yeah, I think at that point I would just rather play RNG in top if I'm going double support. But yeah, I don't know. That's the decisions we got to make on this slate, I guess, right, man?
Well, I mean, the double support works if the double support with top works if RNG and T1 don't sweep.
Right.
But and top sweeps.
Right.
Like if it seems like if there's any other sweep, the double support probably doesn't work in tournaments. In cash games, it probably does.
Yeah.
Like I think that double support TES or top and did I think RNG? I know T1 works. Oh, RNG doesn't even work. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep, it's a tough one, man, salary-wise. So, yeah, the leverage is not going to OMG. It's just getting off top and using some of that salary to build lineups that have, more upside, at least in theory, with two carries or something like that, right? So, I don't know. It's up to the people.
Yeah, I wonder if, what is that, 2,000? That still doesn't. I was going to say, you can't even do top RNG and then just a Fredit Brion team slot. Right. Even that doesn't fit.
No, I mean, you'd have to go
not Fredit Brion, OMG, excuse me.
OMG team slot. I don't even know if that'll work.
No, that's what I meant. I meant OMG team slot, and that does not work. Right.
Yeah, so... Yeah, the challenges, the salaries are definitely prohibitive, right? But I think, it's good because they should be. This is a cake matchup for top esports, right? So it makes sense to me that they did that, but I don't know. It just really depends on what people want to do tomorrow. Do you want to try to get up to the top slots, or do you want to just split with a bunch of other people? I mean, it's up to your style of play. I don't think either should be belittled, right? I'm happy just to make a little bit of profit, on some of these slates. So, but I think tomorrow I might GPPs. I might just not go with top and see if I can build some more competitive lineups that way.
Yep. I think that's definitely the way I'll go as well. All right, if you guys have enjoyed the video and believe that top is the one to avoid, feel free to hit the like button below, or if you're playing them, hit the like button. I don't care, just hit the button. Feel free to subscribe to all the RotoWire videos as well. You can also check out a full RotoWire subscription by going to rotowire.com/pod, P-O-D. Gets you 10 free days to the site, no credit card required, access to all the sports we cover, as well as our subscriber Discord chat. Ethan, thank you for that. Good luck on Thursday.
All right. Good luck to you too, man.